All these three phones here are not stock Android. These are all different operating systems. Yes, maybe based on Android and Linux, which is kind of the same thing. Kind of, I said. Here, I have these two with Lineage OS 18.1, and this one I have Cyanogen. This one I just use for small stuff. It's an older phone, but actually works. Believe it or not, is the old, it's nasty right now, but the Motorola XT, I think, 926 or something like that. And well, we can check that actually on the settings menu. And yes, that's the XT 926. And yes, it's running Cyanogen. And yes, it's rooted, as all of them are rooted right now. And here's congratulations, root access is done and all that. But look at these two. These are Motorola E5 Plus. These are not new Motorola's, by the way. These are older, and yes, they're both running Android 11. And this is very interesting to a lot of you probably, but to me it's not that interesting, or surprising I should say, because I know it works. And yes, I use other versions, but stock Android, especially Lineage OS, not for privacy reasons as much as most of you might be thinking. I just use it for options reasons. Because on these phones, yes, the last update was Android 8, if I'm not wrong, and that's it. Now I'm running Android 11, and as you see, April 5th was the last security update. So I'm still getting updates. And here, if I go to updates, let me just try one of them real quick. Advanced updater to Windows 11, and yes, actually May 8th. There's a new update today. So I'm not gonna do it in the other one, but just to let you know that there's updates. In these two, I can run almost any kind of app I could even think about, and it will run almost flawlessly. And these are both older phones, and yes, if you're wondering whether I like Motorola or not, I know I've said in the past, and I still do, I still like Samsung, I'm not saying I don't, but for some reason, I have more Motorola's, and I am kind of a fan of Motorola because it just works without too many complaints, and it's hard to find a phone that does it that way anymore. And if you're wondering how much I like Motorola, well, I know it might sound weird to you, but these are not the only Motorolas I actually have. I saved all the Motorolas from the past, and let's begin from some of the older ones that I still have, and some of you might have nostalgia about them. And let's begin from the beginning, as we say. Here's one, here's another one, here's another one, here's another one. Yes, they all actually work. I don't have a SIM card on this one, and I'm not sure if it has battery, but if I try, yes, it still works as it should, because it's a Motorola. And this one, I'm not sure the state of their charge. Yes, it still works. This one, I did not charge probably. Oh yeah, and this one works too. And this one, I'm not sure. Okay, this one doesn't have any charge on it. So, I have more Motorola's, just in case you wondered if I have more. And most of the newer ones, let me put these out of here. And yes, I have more. They all work, by the way. They're all in working condition. And here's a Amber Alert, which I don't need. And here's another Motorola. And here's another Motorola. The other two that I used to use as push-to-talk, almost like radios, right here. These are two more Motorola's that I had, Nextel. Yes, this is my Motorola arsenal right here. And yes, all the modifications I've done are on the newer Motorola's, obviously, because I actually use these. It's not that I just have them for show. I use these here, and I think these two here I use. Yep, and these two here I use as well, which I know it's mind-blowing because they're older phones, but running Lineage OS makes it a breeze to use these phones. So don't be scared. Go out there, check if your Motorola kind of qualifies for Lineage OS, and don't be afraid to install it. It's actually quite a good operating system. And yes, by the way, that's the third Motorola that somehow found its way to break. It's this one here, runs Lineage OS 2. And so yeah, basically the reason I use Lineage OS and not just stock Android is not because of the security and safety concerns and all that stuff that I know. We've heard it so many times. Because when you think about it, security and safety and spying and all that stuff, you are being spied from the moment, or so-called spied, you are connected to the internet. Keep that always in mind. No matter what you do, you can never be 100% safe and secure in the internet. There's no such thing. Ask anybody who knows anything about tech, they'll tell you the same. On the internet, nothing is safe. So you are the best antivirus, the best guardian, and the best firewall of your devices. Actually, it's not your VPNs and firewalls and hiding IPs and all that. No, it is you that actually is the biggest barrier when it comes to the online privacy and security in the internet. Now, do these add any security? In my opinion, they don't. Why? Because now I installed Lineage OS and I installed Cyanogen and all that. They're developed by people that I don't know who they are. They don't have an office. There's no place that I can latch on. Versus Google, for example, yeah, something happens, I know who to catch. I know who to go after for complaints or talking or whatnot. Plus, they have their own interest not to really mess up with your devices because they need you around. But with the other operating systems, you are kind of hanging on that trust level that you might have with the developers. But as per me, I said before, I only install these because it brings back these old phones that I really like, makes them still usable, and all the latest apps run on them perfectly fine, and makes them look more beautiful and faster, that's all. But besides that, when it comes to security, no. Any other operating system that a lot of people say de-Google your phone and all that, yeah, I have Aurora Store here too. But who is telling me, or who is making sure that nobody is actually spying when I open this Aurora Store? How do I know that? Is there no such thing as 100% safe even with de-Google? I de-Google because I like to do it because it's fun. But no, in this case I installed Google from GAPS, GAPPS, as well after, because I need Google Play or Play Store services to run in order to run other apps that I have installed in here. But otherwise, as when it comes to safety and security and spying, nah, you are not 100% safe on anything. Just you have to be careful what you do online, as in everything in life. You just don't want to go on the street and get in front of a car. You would not want to go on the internet and do something stupid and get caught or possibly harmed or harm someone. So, as I said, you are the best guardian online. It's not your device and it's not itself. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video of just me expressing my opinion why I use alternative operating systems and why it's not the conventional type of opinion when it comes to de-Googled or alternate operating systems on my phones. And with that said, we'll see you next time. Please like and subscribe if you learned something from this video. Bye!